morning, good morning, good morning. I am so thrilled to be before you once again on this day. Remember, if this video speaks to you in any kind of way, feel free to like, comment, and share. This is Empowerment365 with Jamarr Williams. I am your host, Jamarr, with 2 R's Williams, and I am so glad to be able to bring you your daily dose of motivation, inspiration, and empowerment. Without further ado, let's get started. Today is Sunday, October 4th, 2020, and today's quote is, I understand the need for a full circle of balance within my life, and therefore will not only find time for the priorities of work, but also set aside time in order to fulfill the priority of relaxation. I will say that once again. I understand the need for a full circle of balance within my life, and therefore will not only find time for the priorities of work, but also set aside time in order to fulfill the priority of relaxation. That's what today's topic is all about, the importance of relaxation. Relaxation helps us to have a clearer mind. I'll say it again. It helps us to have a clearer mind. It aids in things like our positive thinking, our everyday concentration that we need on a daily basis. It helps in our memory and it helps in our everyday decision making. Relaxation is important for us to be able to function. It reduces blood pressure. It relieves stress and tension. All right. From a health standpoint, it reduces even blood pressure and it helps to reduce stress and tension of our bodies and of our minds. All right. All right, my second point that I'm going to make is relaxation is a complement of rest. Relaxation is a complement of rest. Now, you remember on last week, I talked very specifically about rest, how important that is. Well, relaxation is just as important. We probably have all heard someone say, or we have all said it at one point or another, hey, I went to sleep, but I feel as if I got no rest this last night. I'm still tired. I'm still exhausted. I'm still stressed out. Why? Because relaxation has to be a complement of that rest. All right. Going forward, my third point that I'm going to make, we have to be able to sometimes separate from the very environment that stresses us out, that causes us to have an incapability or an inability to be able to relax. I'll say it again. We have to be able to separate from the very stressful environment that causes us to be incapable of relaxing. All right. Some of us, the men I know, some of us will have what we call a man cave at home. All right, we'll have the den, or we'll have our little area where we'll have it set up just specifically for us. After a long day of work, we want to come home. We want to sit down, maybe have a beer. We want to have a cigarette, and we just want to be able to relax. All right. For some of us, we may even depend on our hairdresser or our hair salon to be able to, our beauty salon, to be able to go and get our hair done where we can just relax, we can just release our stresses, we can have a little gossip, and we can just relax, get our hair done, get our nails done, get a manicure, pedicure, whatever the case may be. All right, some of us depend on weekend getaways and vacations. Now, I know that's a little far-fetched, being that we are still within this COVID-19 pandemic, but I know weekend getaways, vacations is that moment in time, that moment from away from work, away from home, where we can be completely separated from our everyday environment in order to be able to gather that relaxation that we need. All right. It can be as simple as walking the dog. I used to love walking my dog twice a day when I did have my dog. All right. Eventually, I am going to get another dog, by the way. All right. Walking around the lake. It can be walking on the beach. It can be going for a walk around the block just to help clear our minds. So being able to separate from that stressful environment, definitely important. All right. I'm going to point out a company. This is my fourth and final point. I'm going to point out a company that literally embodies the idea of relaxation, that embodies the idea of the importance of relaxation in the workplace environment. All right, I've mentioned this company a couple times before already. It is one of those companies that started from the ground up. It started with small beginnings, humble beginnings, big idea, big vision, started in a garage. That is the company of Google. Google's workplace environment, it has been described as one of the wackiest workplace environments in the entire world. Why? Because it's not the typical workplace environment. If you were to do your research, or you ever actually toured, or you work for Google, you probably will find out that, hey, they have things like nap pods, an actual pod where you can actually take the time out to take a nap. How about that? All right, they have diner booths in their conference room. They've done research that, hey, instead of doing a big a big conference room table and everybody's sitting around, thinking business. We're going to sit around and we're going to, pretend as if we're having lunch. We're going to actually have lunch and we're going to throw ideas back and forth to one another. They have sidewalk cafes in some of their facilities around the world. They have bikes so that employees can ride bikes around the campus. All right. They have what they call vegetable gardens, a personal vegetable garden. You mean to tell me that employees can actually uh, tend to and plant their own vegetable garden while they're at work? Wow, that's amazing. Treadmill desks. I never heard of this until I read it on yesterday. Treadmill desks. Research shows that when you're actually going for a walk, it helps to clear your mind and it helps with idea generation. So instead of standing up at a desk, instead of sitting down for hours upon hours at a desk, employees can that have a treadmill desk, they can walk while they work. How about that? 3 meals a day are served. 3 meals a day, absolutely free of charge to the employees, as well as unlimited snacks. Wow, I would love to work there. All right. So Google literally understands the importance of relaxation because they understand this. Their whole idea behind this wacky workplace is this: when we are relaxed, when we are free of stress, when we are clear of mind, we can come up with the next big idea. We can come up with the next piece of innovation. We can come up with the next piece of software that's not only going to put us as the lead search engine, put us as a lead person as a lead company in the software industry, but it's going to keep us in the lead. It's going to keep us in charge, and it's going to keep us moving forward into the future. Google gets it. It's now time for us to also get that as well. So my charge to us today is this: if you don't already have it at home, develop it. Develop that own personal zone of relaxation. Be able to have that space even within your home to separate the very stresses of everyday life, the very stresses of your work life, the very stresses of everything that's going on in the world, in the community. Separate that and be able to have that own personal space even at home to be able to just relax. This has been Empowerment 365 with Jamarr Williams. I am your host, Jamarr, with 2 R's, signing off.